Welcome back, class 8, in our virtual online class. So, today I will be continuing and completing the chapter of traders and rulers 2 part 2. Okay, so uh, this chapter is like quite very short, and the whole narratives of regarding how Britishers ultimately became a power holder in India. So this is just a simplest topic, and let's understand further. So subsidiary alliance system, this one is in your page number 36. This topic is in page number 36. Okay, so let's begin. What is subsidiary alliance system? Let's understand what is um, subsidiary alliance system. So what does this subsidiary mean? Subsidiary means a company controlled by or by holding companies. Subsidiary means a company controlled by holding companies. So let's understand what is alliance. Alliance means union. Okay, so with these points we will be understanding what is actually subsidiary alliance system. British adopted a new system known as subsidiary alliance. British then asked Indian rulers to sign a treaty. Okay, what happened was that after adopting a new system, that is subsidiary alliance system, Britishers asked Indian rulers to sign a treaty. What kind of treaty is that? Under this treaty, we are talking about that treaty. Under this treaty, the rulers enjoyed British protection. Who the rulers? Indian rulers. Okay, Indian rulers enjoyed British protection. In return, what the Indian ruler had to do? Indian ruler had to allow a British forces in his kingdom and pay for its maintenance. So, like two-way process. Okay, two-way process. Uh, the thing is, Britishers gave protection to Indian rulers, and in return, Indian rulers had to allow British forces in Indian kingdom and pay its maintenance. So out here, SA means subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance. Okay, what is this subsidiary alliance? With the help of this subsidiary alliance, the British came to maintain their army at the cost of native states. Native states means Indian states. Okay, because British was very much sharp and smart, that the maintaining of their army required a huge amount of money, but that amount of money had to be paid by Indian kingdom, because British gave protection to Indian kingdom. Then with that thing only, that the Britishers army had to be maintained, with the British establishing their hold without shouldering any responsibility. So British was very much smart, like free of cost their army were maintained, because all the expenditures that required in maintaining armies were given by Indian kingdom. Okay, the Indian rulers thus became very dependent upon Britishers and lost their independence and freedom of action. So what happened was, after giving such kind of protections, and they were forced to pay maintenance for their maintenance of British army, what happened ultimately? The Indian rulers became very dependent upon whom? Britishers. And what happened ultimately? They lost their independence and freedom of actions. Moving forward, so number C is a Doctrine of Labs. This is in page number 37. Okay, let's understand what is Doctrine of Labs. The British wanted to bring subordinate states under direct rule and do away with Indian rulers. With this aim, British formulated and applied Doctrine of Labs. So what happened? The main aim was, Britishers wanted to bring subordinate states under what? Subordinates means other states. Okay, other states that were under that were independent. Okay, so what happened was, uh, British wanted to bring subordinate states under direct rule and do away with Indian rulers. With this aim, this was the main aim. Okay, this was the main aim. British formulated and applied Doctrine of Labs. So what Doctrine of Labs aimed at? Doctrine of Labs aimed at denying the right to adopt a child. So right to adopt a child, if a ruler didn't had any successor, or if he or she, if that ruler didn't had any any son or any child, under this labs, that particular kingdom, that particular area will be directly go to British rule. Okay, but what happened was, other thing was, under this doctrine, the rulers could adopt a child only with the approval of British. If the British didn't approve that particular child to be in that particular adopted by that particular king, then king's rule or king's kingdom will go back to in the hands of what? In the hands of British. So with accordance to their approval only, British approval only, the rulers of that particular kingdom could adopt a child. Lord Dalhousie annexed Satara, Jhansi, Nagpur, etc. by applying Doctrine of Labs. So Lord Dalhousie annexed which places? Satara, Jhansi, and Nagpur in the context of Doctrine of Labs. So further, under that Doctrine of Labs only, misgovernance was another lame reason for acquiring territories. So the British thought that Indian governance system was a malfunctioned, or there was no governance. On that, giving those kind of lame excuses, Britishers annexed other territories also. So, and the second one was Dalhousie annexed subordinate kingdom of Oudh. Okay, Nawab Wajid Ali Shah had a children to succeed him, so Doctrine of Labs could not be applied to him. And what happened was, when this Nawab Wajid Ali Shah's kingdom had a successor, then Doctrine of Labs could not be applied on that particular kingdom. But what he said that Britishers said that Britishers accused Nawab Ali Shah that in terms of misrule. And Dalhousie annexed out in 1856 on the grounds of false administration. They said that British said that British said that no, that this Awadh, the region of Awadh, the province of Awadh is not running well, and administration is the administrative setup is not performing well, so and so forth. They said different kinds of things. Then ultimately Dalhousie annexed out in 1856. So the next topic is Sindh and Punjab. British annexing in 1843. Sindh was commercially rich region. Commercially means like trade, doing trade, rich one. Okay, Sindh was commercially rich region. British attacked Punjab after the death of Ranjit Singh in 1843. British fought 2 wars against Sikh and finally annexed Punjab in 1849. Kindly remember this date, because when was Punjab finally annexed, then you need to give these dates. Okay, after the annexation of Punjab, the whole India come under British rule control. After the annexation of Punjab, the whole of India had come under British control. Now the British Empire in India comprises of 2 kinds of territories. Okay, 2 kind of territories, or it was ruled, India was ruled by 2 categories. First was region that were under direct rule, and the other one was the region that was in indirect rule, which can be called as princely states such as Hyderabad and Mewar. So this was the ultimate reason, this was the ultimate result. Okay, of how British finally annexed whole of India's states or provinces directly or indirectly. Now, All India Empire. So the last topic is All India Empire. Whole of India was subjugated in 19th century. Subjugated was to bring under domination or control, to bring under control or domination. Okay, domination. So in 19th century, whole of India was controlled by British or East India Company. East India Company entered in the name of carrying trade, but finally transformed itself into an empire builders and rulers of vast empire. First British was East India Company. British entered as a trading company. Then what happened? It was empire builders, and ultimately it was ruler of that vast empire. This one, East India Company has two basic objectives. Okay, objective number 1 and number 2. Objective number 1, acquire monopoly in a trade with India, single handed. Okay, single-handed in trade with India. And number 2 was to take governmental to take governmental revenues through control over state power. So like, if this one is like big company, okay, he or she wants to come control that particular area, okay, that particular area, then this particular company needs to control all the aspects, okay, of that particular area. Then ultimately this company can control over everything. In the same way, Britishers applied the same way to like by controlling governmental revenues, by controlling state power. East India Company needed money for fighting wars and making profits. This led the company to make territorial conquest in India. So finally what happened was, Britisher or East India Company totally changed the narratives of India, because India was totally controlled or totally dominated by British or East India Company, and they become the rulers of vast empire in history. So this is your the whole topic of part 1, like traders and rulers part 1, and traders to rulers part 2. So with that, with this topic I will end today's discussion. So kindly do your work, do your exercises. Till then, stay safe and take care.